The median salary in the U.S. varies drastically from state to state. In Mississippi, the average median wage is only $35,000. But in our capital, Washington, D.C., it's almost $80,000. More than double. Why the disconnect? Let's find out. If I'm only making $35,000 in Mississippi and I move to Washington, D.C., does that mean I'll get an automatic $45,000 pay bump? Probably not. There are a number of reasons why those in Washington, D.C. make so much more money than the rest of us. Washington, D.C. is the most powerful place in our entire country. That's where all the laws and decisions are made. And as we all know, money and power often go together. Where there's power, there's money. Where there's money, there's power. Remember, Washington, D.C. is the home of our government. It's also where all the think tanks are, where the law firms are, and all the lobbyists. All of these sectors tend to pay really high wages. Also, the national government pays their workers far higher rates than private companies, and this is true in many states. Government workers all over the country get more benefits, more time off, and a better work-life balance overall. Now, does that mean that they're run better? No, not necessarily. Some are run worse. It just means that they value their workers and they treat their employees more fairly than the private sector. Another big disconnect. Maybe it's time for the private sector to step up. Maybe it's time for other states to actually value their employees better. Maybe it's time for private companies to give their employees a better work-life balance. Maybe it's time for positive change. But then again, maybe that's too much of a futuristic way of thinking. We're just not ready for that yet. Or are we? You decide. If you've enjoyed this podcast, if it's made you think, please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, we'll see you next time on Shine 365.